They called her Street Rat. Her name was Lina Carter. 10 years old. Shoes too big, sweater too thin, eyes that had already seen too much of life's cold shoulder. Each morning she passed the towers downtown, mirrored giants full of suits and secrets, on her way to a school that barely noticed she was alive. Her mother worked as a janitor in one of those buildings, scrubbing floors where no one met her eyes. Lina, she walked those sidewalks like a ghost. But then came that morning. The one no one saw coming. The one that would unravel an empire. She was crossing 7th and Main when she saw him. An old man with a cane and trembling hands, stuck at the edge of the crosswalk while the world rushed past like he wasn't even there. Everyone ignored him. Everyone but Lina. She stepped forward. "Do you need help, sir?" she asked softly. He nodded. Quietly. Gratefully. She took his hand. As she helped him across the busy street, a black Rolls-Royce pulled to a stop at the red light. Inside, Preston Hale, billionaire CEO of Hale Dynamics, watched with disdain. He rolled down the window. Smirked. "Careful, sweetheart," he sneered. "He might just take you across." His chauffeur laughed. The car sped off. The world moved on. But Lina just smiled at the man she had helped. The man who, unknown to her, held in his pocket the power to upend everything. "Thank you," the old man whispered. "You have no idea what you've just done." That evening, Lina returned home to her crumbling apartment. Her mother stood at the sink, exhausted. "Did you eat at school?" she asked. "Kinda," Lina mumbled. The lights flickered. The silence was heavy, until it was broken by a sound no one expected. The low rumble of a limousine outside their building. It stopped right in front. A black stretch limo that did not belong in their neighborhood. 3 knocks on the door. Firm. Precise. A man in a dark suit. "Is this the home of Miss Lina Carter?" he asked with a smile. Lina's mother froze. "What is this?" "Who are you?" she whispered. "My name is Grant," the man replied. "I represent someone who owes your daughter a debt." They were taken to the top floor of Hale Dynamics Tower. A place Lina's mother had cleaned but never entered through the front door. Waiting for them was the old man. Only now he wasn't hunched over a cane. He stood tall. Commanding. "My name is Elias Moreau," he said. "I founded this company 30 years ago before Preston Hale stole it from me." And in his hand he held the key, a signed document. A forgotten clause. He still owned 51% of the company. "But I never returned," Elias said, "because I didn't see a reason to, until a little girl reminded me what integrity looks like." That night, Preston Hale stormed into the boardroom, red-faced and shaking. "You can't do this," he roared. "It's already done," Elias replied calmly. "You mocked the girl who saved me. And now she owns the building you tried to bury me in." Security escorted Preston out. Screaming. Defeated. Lina. She stood in the hallway watching as the man who laughed at her fell. They moved into a new home. Her mother no longer cleaned toilets. Lina went back to school quiet, but different, because behind her silence was strength. A scholarship was created in her name, not as charity, but as proof that kindness is not weakness, it's power waiting to be seen. But just as peace began to take root, the first crack appeared. It came as a note, left under her pillow. No name, just a golden seal with the initials PH. "You took something from me, little girl. I always take it back." Her mother said it was just a prank, but Lina knew better. Because the next day her locker was broken into. Her books were ripped apart. One word scrawled across it in red paint. Fraud. Whispers followed her through the hallways. "She thinks she's better than us now." Her mom used to mop the floors. At the Hale office, chaos had begun to seep in. Contracts mysteriously voided. Emails lost. Clients vanishing. Elias Moreau sat behind his desk, staring at corrupted files. "Preston," he muttered. "You're not done." Because Preston Hale hadn't disappeared. He'd gone underground. He was dismantling everything quietly, efficiently, and without mercy. He didn't want the company back. He wanted revenge. Lina started to notice a black car following her home from school. It never approached, just hovered, watching. And one night, Elias opened a manila envelope left outside his office. Inside, photos. Photos of Lina. Her school. Her house. Her mother. The message was clear. She was being hunted. Then came the call. Lina's mother picked up the phone. "Hello," she asked. A distorted voice on the other end. "Ask Elias what really happened the night your husband died." Silence. Lina's father had died in a construction accident years ago. Or so she was told. But Preston Hale knew exactly where to strike. And secrets buried deep don't stay buried forever. Because Elias Moreau, the man Lina saved, wasn't telling the whole truth. And the empire she thought she inherited? It was built on a lie. Now the ground beneath her feet was crumbling. And as Preston Hale moved in the shadows, Lina would have to face a new reality. This wasn't just a game of power. This was war. And war changes people. The night the phone call came, Lina's mother didn't sleep. She sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the wall, her knuckles white against the sheets. Lina watched her through the cracked door. She knew that silence. Silence, the kind that only came when someone heard something they wished they hadn't. At breakfast, her mother barely touched her toast. "Mom, what did the voice say?" Lina asked. Her mother didn't look up. "It was nothing, baby. Just someone trying to scare us." But Lina wasn't a baby. She knew when someone was lying. And lately, everyone was. Later that day, Elias called Lina into his office. He looked tired more than usual. Like something heavy had climbed onto his shoulders and refused to let go. "Lina," he said, "I need you to stay close to your mother. No matter what happens. Understand?" He nodded. Then she asked the question that had been eating her alive. "Did you know my dad?" Elias hesitated. "Too long." "Yes," he said finally. "But that's a story for another day." The elevator doors closed. And Lina knew that day was coming faster than he wanted. Outside the building, a black car idled across the street. Same one from before. Tinted windows. Moving. Lina stared at it. And for the first time, it stared back. He turned away quickly. But behind the glass, someone was watching. Someone who knew her schedule. Her school route. Her life. Inside that car was Preston Hale. No longer in boardrooms. Now in the shadows. And his next move was already in play. That night, Elias' office was broken into. No alarms. No signs of forced entry. But a single object was missing. A steel lockbox. Worn. Personal. It held a flash drive. And on that drive, the real blueprint of Hale dynamics. Including an accident report dated June 14, 2015. The day Lina's father died. The report had never been filed. Never made public. It listed a structural collapse at a Hale construction site. And a name at the bottom. Foreman, Elias Moreau. Back at home, Lina opened her closet. A folded letter fell from the top shelf. He didn't remember putting it there. It was her father's handwriting. Faded ink. Torn edges. "If something happens to me, don't trust the company. Don't trust Hale. Don't trust anyone who says they're trying to help you." Lina's breath caught. Her hands trembled. Was Elias lying? Had her entire rise been built on a foundation of guilt? Was her father's silence to keep secrets buried beneath steel and glass? The questions were piling up. But answers were disappearing. That night, her mother packed a bag without speaking. "We're leaving the city for a few days," she said. Lina didn't argue. But deep inside she knew. Running wouldn't stop what was coming. Somewhere in the city. In a dark basement lined with old monitors and burnt schematics. Preston Hale leaned over a screen. On it, Lina's face. A blinking tracker below her name. He smiled without warmth. Her father warned her not to trust anyone. He poured a drink. But what if the truth is worse than the lie? To be continued. Are you thrilled with this story? Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more true crime stories.